Welcome to TAM-Retail's mini demonstration series. In today's session, we will be covering third-party accounting and integration options available with TAM. TAM provides really two methods of data migration that supports most third-party accounting applications. The first is a direct integration with our direct partners, and that means that once set up and connected through an API to these applications, you're able to define where the data goes using those chart of accounts, and it's validated, and you're able to set up a scheduled once-a-day integration that automatically posts directly into the application without any user intervention at all, except in the areas of accounts payable and payroll, which we'll talk about in a minute. The second option is an export-import of sales and inventory movement data that really is supported by most accounting applications today, because most feature-rich accounting applications have a journal entry import capability, and if that's the case, then this export-import interface can be used from TAM. Let's talk about the touch points for first the direct integration. And we do our direct integration, as you saw on that previous slide, to Microsoft Dynamics GP and Intuit QuickBooks. So if you're utilizing either one of those applications, you'll be able to use the direct integration piece. If we do add integration partners from time to time, so you might want to check with your account rep to see if we've added additional integration partners for the direct approach if you aren't using one of those two accounting packages. Now, when we talk about touch points, the TAM allows for a nightly unattended integration through our TAP program called TAM Activity Post. So at about 12:30 every night, theoretically, TAM will wake up, grab all the activity for the given previous day, and it will post sales and inventory movement data into your general ledger for financial and balance sheet reporting. This data is done through a ledger posting accounts cross-reference. So it's not just willy-nilly posting it to various accounts. You actually user define what accounts the various bits of activity go to. We'll take a look at that program in a little bit. The other thing that I want to point out is that on demand and periodically then your people in accounts payable can reconcile and review receivers that have been made for inventory into TAM and can actually produce invoices that are placed right in your accounting package. And again, this is for the QuickBooks or Dynamics, so you can actually review a receiver, reconcile it. If a cost is changed since it was received, that can be adjusted to keep your cost of goods accurate. And then the invoice is quickly, just with a click of a button, placed into the application, aged and paid from there. For our users with Dynamics GP, we have the capability through our time link option to allow you to actually export out hours worked using it for time and attendance, and then importing that right into your payroll application for Dynamics GP. That is not available for QuickBooks or other applications. It's only Dynamics GP. So again, let's talk specifically about these breaks. You first, when you set up the system, you will connect to your application. That's done through the setup program, typically by the administrator. Once the application is connected, then it prompts on, I'll say QuickBooks will prompt a little message saying the assistant manager would like to integrate to your general ledger. Is that okay? Once you indicate yes, then we have full rights to do that, and you never have to be bothered again. This allows us to use your chart of accounts to decide where to place it when you're defining your cross-reference or ledger posting accounts, and also it allows us to post those each night without intervention from any human beings. Now remember, no other areas in QuickBooks or GP are integrated. You're not going to use accounts receivable in QuickBooks because TAM has that capability and will support all of that. You're not going to won't create SKUs over there or customers. All that's stored right in TAM, and then if there's any auditing or anything necessary, you've got one place to go and look. It's a nice clean break between the operations and the accounting. The second part is the add bills. This is where someone will, as I mentioned, will review receivers and reconcile the costs. A nice step, keeps your costs accurate, and those invoices then with the click of a button are created. You can review one receiver or multiples because sometimes you might receive 2 or 3 times against a given invoice or purchase order. And then again, for those using the GP, we have the capability to export payroll information or time, or really hours information. Now, for those of you not using some of our direct partners, you still can avail yourselves of integration. It's more of an interface with an export-import, but it does allow you to, on demand, go in by date range and export out all the same activity to 2 flat files, a revenue data file and an inventory movement data file. These are both formatted in a flat file format, comma-separated values. And then that information can be easily imported into your accounting application. Okay, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the application. Now, don't forget TAM has a full security system built into it, and it allows you to, as you're logging in, have your users identify themselves. And then once they have, not everyone will have capabilities, as you're going to see here. This is usually a pretty high-level capability. It'll just be one more second, and I'll be able to share the application with you. Okay, here we go. Now, you'll notice here that the first thing that I want to show you is that you have the capabilities in TAM to indicate and set up the interface. It's through the setup program, and we're going to go right into accounting integration. You can indicate whether you're doing a third-party text file export. That's if you're not using any of our partners. If you're doing a QuickBooks integration, you can indicate that and fill in the necessary data that you need here. This will browse right to the database, connect, ask for password information, and then it will even indicate the classes if you're multiple location. An important note is if you are multiple location and using the QuickBooks interface, TAM will use the class denotation as recommended by QuickBooks or Intuit to separate data within your general ledger for each location. This means you'll be able to run balance sheets and profit and loss statements and things like that by location or consolidated. But TAM does use class in that manner for location, so double check with your QuickBooks expert to see if that's the way you've set it up. In GP, there's quite a bit more flexibility. You're able to define your account definitions, do your database connection, do location assignments. But TAM does support, in either case, single or multiple location. Some of these issues I'm talking about with class and a location assignment is not required if you're a single store, obviously. The next thing that I want to show you here is that we have the capability to do general ledger posting account entry in the third-party accounting. And this means that you're able to indicate where your sales and inventory movement data is going to be posted in those journal entries, the debit and credit side of it. Again, we've got it by department, so we're able to, within department, select a sales account or purchases account, as well as all these other breakdowns, which we'll review in just a second. If we are doing a direct integration, this type of window will pop up and allow us to select the actual chart of accounts account title. And this is going directly to your application with direct interface. So this is your chart of accounts in QuickBooks. This is your chart of accounts in Dynamics. Okay? If we're using the third-party integration, then we'd simply enter in a cross-reference account table, and it would insert the proper accounts in the exported flat files. And don't forget, we do this for sales and purchases. Any movement, so cost of goods posting, physical inventory adjustments, transfers if you're multiple location, non-merchandise information such as coupons, where to post those, deposits, credits. This is a full, clean accounting integration with tender information so you can put in your bank accounts, sales tax information, so that account, and even other accounts like accounts payable, accounts receivable, retained earnings. All those things are indicated through the ledger posting accounts as well. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing the application just for a second here. Go back to the app. It kind of wraps up our session for today. I do want to remind you that if you have any additional questions or would like more information, we really thank you for attending, but if you need to set up a live demonstration, please contact us at sales@TAM-Retail.com or call us at our toll-free number, 888-843-1476. Certainly feel free to touch base with your account representative as well. Thank you again.